The end of the world, a concept that has captivated humanity for centuries, weaving its way through our collective consciousness in various forms. From ancient prophecies etched in scrolls and whispered through generations, to the ruins of once great civilizations, the idea of an apocalyptic end has always been with us. In modern times, this fascination has found a new face: the zombie apocalypse. From blockbuster movies to best-selling novels, the image of a world overrun by the undead is both terrifying and strangely compelling. Perhaps it's the thrill of the unknown, the primal fear of collapse, or the chance to hit the reset button on a world gone awry. The zombie apocalypse taps into our deepest fears and desires, offering a canvas on which we can project our anxieties and hopes. Whatever the reason, few apocalyptic scenarios capture the imagination quite like the zombie apocalypse. The image of hordes of decaying corpses, driven by an insatiable hunger for living flesh, relentlessly pursuing the last vestiges of humanity, is stark and unforgettable. The relentless pursuit of the undead, their sheer numbers, and their unyielding nature, create a scenario where survival seems almost impossible. Yet it is this very impossibility that draws us in, making us question our own resilience and resourcefulness. It's a terrifying thought, yet we can't seem to get enough. The zombie genre has exploded in popularity, reflecting a morbid fascination with our own mortality and the fragility of the world we know. From movies and TV shows to video games and books, the undead have become a staple of modern entertainment. This fascination goes beyond mere entertainment. It's a way for us to explore our deepest fears in a safe environment. By confronting the horrors of a zombie apocalypse through fiction, we can better understand our own anxieties about death, decay, and the collapse of society. But beyond the gore and the horror lies a deeper question. Could we survive? Could humanity, stripped of its technological prowess and societal structures, withstand the onslaught of the undead? This question forces us to consider our own strengths and weaknesses, our capacity for resilience and adaptability. The zombie apocalypse scenario strips away the comforts and conveniences of modern life, leaving us to rely on our wits and instincts. It's a test of survival, not just against the undead, but against the elements, scarcity, and the breakdown of social order. The answer, as with most things, is complex and multifaceted. Survival in a zombie apocalypse would require not just physical strength and endurance, but also mental fortitude, strategic thinking, and the ability to work together as a community. It delves into the very core of human nature, examining our capacity for resilience, adaptability, and perhaps most importantly, our will to survive against insurmountable odds. The challenges of a zombie apocalypse are a magnified version of the challenges we face in everyday life, forcing us to confront our own limitations and strengths. The zombie apocalypse, while fictional, serves as a stark reminder of our own vulnerability. It forces us to confront the possibility of societal collapse and the challenges of survival in a world stripped bare. It's a thought-provoking exercise, prompting us to consider the skills, resources, and above all, the strength of spirit needed to weather any storm, even one as terrifying as the rising dead. The allure of the zombie apocalypse lies not just in the horror and the thrill, but in the deeper questions it raises about our own humanity. It's a mirror reflecting our fears and our hopes, our strengths and our weaknesses. It challenges us to think about what it means to be human, and what it takes to survive in a world turned upside down. In the end, the zombie apocalypse is more than just a fictional scenario. It's a lens through which we can examine our own lives, our society, and our place in the world. It's a reminder that, no matter how advanced we become, we are still vulnerable, still human, and still capable of both great fear and great courage. And perhaps in that reflection, we can find the strength to face whatever challenges come our way, whether they be real or imagined. Before we can even begin to contemplate survival, we must first define the enemy. The term zombie conjures a myriad of images and interpretations, each with its own unique set of characteristics and threats. Understanding these variations is crucial for developing effective survival strategies. What exactly do we mean by zombie? The answer, much like the genre itself, is surprisingly diverse. Zombies can range from the slow, shambling ghouls of classic horror films to the fast, aggressive predators of modern interpretations. Each type presents its own unique challenges and dangers. The slow-moving zombies, often depicted in early horror films, are characterized by their relentless pursuit and sheer numbers. They may not be fast, but their persistence and the overwhelming hordes they form can easily trap and overpower the unprepared. On the other hand, fast zombies, popularized in more recent media, are terrifying due to their speed and ferocity. These creatures can sprint, leap, and attack with a level of aggression that makes them formidable opponents. Their ability to quickly close the distance between themselves and their prey adds an element of urgency to any encounter. Some portrayals depict zombies as mindless automatons, driven solely by a primal hunger for flesh. These zombies are often seen wandering aimlessly until they detect the presence of the living. Their lack of intelligence makes them somewhat predictable, but their sheer numbers can still pose a significant threat. Others imbue them with a twisted form of consciousness, capable of rudimentary thought and even strategy. These zombies can set traps, work together, and adapt to their environment, making them far more dangerous. Their ability to think, even on a basic level, means that survivors must constantly be on their guard. There are even variations where the infected retain some semblance of their former selves, tragically aware of their condition yet powerless to control their insatiable urges. These zombies, often depicted in more emotional and psychological horror stories, add a layer of tragedy to the narrative. They remind us of the humanity that has been lost in the personal struggles faced by those who have been infected. The origins of the zombie plague are equally varied. Ancient curses, viral outbreaks, parasitic fungi, the possibilities are as limitless as the imaginations that conjure them. Each origin story brings with it a different set of rules and potential solutions. Ancient curses often tap into our deepest fears of the unknown and the supernatural. These stories suggest that the zombie plague is a punishment or a consequence of meddling with forces beyond our understanding. The solution to such a plague may lie in reversing the curse or appeasing the supernatural forces at play. Viral outbreaks, on the other hand, are grounded in scientific plausibility. These narratives often explore the consequences of unchecked ambition and the dangers of playing with nature. The solution to a viral outbreak may involve finding a cure, developing a vaccine, or containing the spread of the virus. Parasitic fungi, inspired by real-world organisms, present a terrifyingly plausible scenario. These stories suggest that the zombie plague is the result of a parasitic organism that takes control of its host. The solution may involve finding a way to kill the parasite without harming the host or preventing the spread of the infection. Understanding the nature of the undead threat is crucial for survival. A slow-moving, unintelligent zombie poses a very different challenge than a fast, cunning predator. Similarly, knowing the source of the outbreak, whether it be a virus, a parasite, or something else entirely, could hold the key to finding a cure or developing effective countermeasures. The specific characteristics of the undead are less important than the overarching threat they represent: the collapse of civilization and the struggle for survival in a world overrun by the walking dead. The presence of zombies, regardless of their type, signifies a breakdown of societal norms and the need for individuals to adapt to a new, harsh reality. By understanding the enemy, by dissecting its strengths and weaknesses, we can begin to formulate strategies for survival. This involves not only physical preparation, but also mental and emotional resilience. Survivors must be able to think on their feet, adapt to changing circumstances, and work together to overcome the challenges they face. The struggle for survival in a world overrun by zombies is not just about fighting off the undead, it's about finding ways to rebuild and reclaim a sense of normalcy. This may involve establishing safe zones, developing sustainable food sources, and creating systems of governance and order. But by understanding the enemy, by dissecting its strengths and weaknesses, we can begin to formulate strategies for survival, and perhaps even hope to reclaim a world lost to the shadows. The journey will be long and fraught with danger, but with knowledge, preparation, and determination, there is always hope for a brighter future.